Hello, looks like I'm live. This is Lisa Allen of Timing Magic with Lisa, and I'm here to do timing questions for those who are interested. And I just posted on Facebook and Instagram that I was coming on to YouTube to live stream. But while I'm waiting for people to come, I wanted to review some of the things that I had written before from my first video. I just thought it was a good idea. So I'm Lisa Allen. MH stands for Master Herbalist. It's the name of the diploma that I received from the School of Natural Healing in Utah. I received that in 2007, and I've been a practicing astrologer since 2000. I have been learning astrology since 1993, so that'll tell you how long that I've been doing that. I'm also a tarot reader, and I'm a dowser, and I use a pendulum to dowse. So I have several kinds of pendulums here. There's this one here. I have this one here. Okay. And I also have, and this is the one I've been using the most because I like it. It's a bracelet. So I put it on and I have it when I need it for whenever I'm going out, and I can just shake it off, do pendulum, see what's going on. So I really like having a pendulum bracelet. So that's why I have this one. So I'm a trained herbalist, and I'm an energy healer also. I received my Reiki Master certificate in 2007 or 2009. Oh, 2009, because I had my Reiki 2 in 2007. I had my Reiki 1 in 2000. So hi, Elle. Hi, Rosa. Okay. So Rosa says, hello, when will I can officially start my business this year? Okay, so I'm guessing that you were typing and it just came out funny. Yes. Okay. I see that. Uh, when can you officially start your business this year? Okay, let's see. When can Rosa officially start her business this year? Okay, days, weeks, months, years. So we'll see if it's this year. Okay, it says this year. Weeks, how many weeks? Oh, interesting. 2 to 2.5 weeks. Guess what happens then? We go through all of our retrogrades, which are Mercury retrograde will be over, Venus retrograde will be over, and we'll have a new moon, and we'll have a new Chinese year. So I would say sometime around February 3rd or after. Okay, so that's what I think for Rosa. Elle, hang on a second. Let me scroll up just to make sure I didn't miss your question. Okay. Elle says, how does Housem feel and think about my message and conversation? Okay, that's not really a timing question. I can't really help you with that. You'll have to ask me in a different way. That being said, I would wait until February 3rd for Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, and the new moon. Okay, I would just, anything relationship oriented right now, I'm going to default into February 3rd. Okay, or after. Okay. And Love Tea Green says, hey, how's it going? Okay, and that was, yeah, Rosa, I got you covered. Okay. Love Tea says, may I know when R will express my love for me in action or words? Okay, I'll ask. When will R express love in actions and or words to Love Tea? Days, weeks, months, years. Okay, it's somewhere between weeks and months. Hang on, let's get a read. Okay, weeks. So it might be a few weeks. So Yeah, okay. So it's around 4 weeks. So I guess that it was like, it was either going to say 4 weeks or 1 month. So it was kind of, wavering back and forth. So this is the middle of January, and actually kind of going into the last third, because we actually are now in Aquarius. We have recently had Mercury go retrograde, but we also had the full moon. We also had Uranus, the planet of like disruption and other things like that, go direct yesterday. And we had the nodes change from Gemini Sagittarius into Taurus Scorpio. So there's been a lot of changes over the last couple of days. And so I'm not sure like what's going on with that, but be looking for around the week of Valentine's Day, but it could even be like into like when it goes into Pisces around the 19th, 20th is what I'm getting for that, love tea. Okay, is that okay? Let me see here. Hi, Anne. How are you? When are you moving to France? Okay, when is Anne moving to France? Days, weeks, months, years. Okay, months. How many months? Okay, that's a really strong reading. I got 5 months. Does that feel right to you? And is that in your ballpark of what your goal is? Okay, so 5 months. Okay. Okay, Rosa says thank you. No problem. Okay. Okay. So Elle says, when does she start to date him? Okay. Days, weeks, months, years. Okay, it's not answering right now. Now, this isn't like alarming by itself, Elle, but sometimes when Venus, the planet that rules relationships, is retrograde, it's harder to read on relationships. I may have to wait until after February 3rd to look at this, because the energies are kind of, they're not right now conducive of starting relationships. They're more about releasing things that are old patterns that no longer work. So it's kind of about like backing up, the water filters, or things like that right now. So sometimes I can't answer those types of questions, but you can probably ask after Venus goes direct, or better, when Mercury goes direct, because it'll be already when Venus goes direct, and it'll be after the new moon and the Chinese New Year. Okay, so earmark on your calendar, okay, Elle, earmark on your calendar February 3rd to re-ask the question, unless you already get your answer by then. Okay. Okay. Yeah, COVID travel restrictions. Yeah, exactly. So what I'm going to say about like the global stuff with COVID, etc., is that, I mean, it's hard to read, on such a collective level, because there's so many factors involved. But what I can say astrologically is that once Jupiter reached Pisces again, I believe that it's going to start unraveling. And the reason I feel that way is because I started watching it unravel when it went into Pisces briefly before it retrograded back into Aquarius. And what it was talking about was that because Jupiter and Saturn made a conjunction in a sign that is ruled by Saturn, that in Vedic astrology was a signature of a pandemic. There's other things that could be signatures of, like, global strife and pandemics and things like that, but that's the signature that actually, I believe is operational right now. That means as Jupiter goes away from Pisces, away from Aquarius and into Pisces, deeper and deeper, it's going to start getting better. And by the time that it gets to sidereal Pisces, which will be when, I mean, it'll be all the way out of Aquarius by then, even in sidereal astrology. let me look here and see when it reaches about, so there's a degree difference of about 23.5 degrees. So what I want to do is I want to look at my ephemeris, if you will. Okay, this is my calendar for the year, but this is the back part where the ephemeris is. And I want to see where Jupiter reaches about 23, 24 degrees, Pisces, April. Yeah. So around mid-April, I think we're going to see a very much of this stuff go downstream. I do think that it's going to be, you know, a little bit, you know, they're going to lose, it's going to lose ground, you know, the restrictions are going to lose ground, and it's going to be a little bit at a time. But I think by April, it's not going to be able to have anything to hang on to anymore. So that being okay, and I said 5 months. Okay, so it'll be after the Jupiter. Okay, so keep that in mind, Anne. I hope that 5 months works out. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you coming on. Okay, and Elle says, okay, great. And you're a Pisces and tropical. Okay, so actually, Jupiter should be helping you out in that case. And also Jupiter rules travel. So I really hope the best for you. I can see 5 months right now. I hope that that works out. And Nikki, hi, Nikki, says, when will Ricky contact me? Okay, so days, weeks, months, years. Days, weeks, months, years. Okay, it says weeks. How many weeks? Okay, I'm getting 2.5 weeks. Again, the February 3rd. That's coming in because the astrology changes on that day. And that means that Venus will be out of retrograde, the planet that rules relationships. Mercury will be out of retrograde, the planet that rules communications. And we'll be in a new moon and a new Chinese year. Okay, we're going to be in the year of the water tiger, where it's more daring. It's pretty electric too. Okay, because water is up and down and it flows, and it's like really, it's very different from this year. This year was the metal ox. It was very, very stable, but also feeling kind of stuck. Okay, so Nikki says thanks. Okay, yeah. Calendar February 3rd. And all of you, by the way, that have relationships questions, calendar February 3rd minimally. And I say that because everybody's going to be going through a relationship shift at that point because of Venus changing direction and Mercury changing direction again. Okay. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about, if I don't get any questions, like, because I think that I've got them all. Yeah, okay, it looks like I've got them all. So when I dowse with the pendulum, it's something that comes through me and that I sense. But having studied astrology for, 3 decades now and practicing for 2.5 decades professionally, allows me to kind of reverse engineer what I'm receiving through my body and that I can read with the pendulum. So I just hope that that makes sense for you guys. Also, the way that I see time. So you guys are all psychic, right? Okay. You guys have total, like you do your card readings, right? Like say that you have your tarot cards, right? And then you go, okay, as an example, okay, we'll redo this example, but with tarot, when will Ricky contact me? And then you do your tarot cards, right? Okay, and then you pull your tarot cards, but tarot cards give you more of a circumstantial, like it'll happen when, like that there is a message, okay, because this is a page of swords. So page of swords is like messages, okay, it's upside down, it's not happening yet, right? Okay. And then the world, okay, so that's a good card, right? And then the Two of Pentacles. See, things out of balance right now and it's upside down. So, okay, what it's saying is that when, to me, the world gets better, okay, like meaning literally when the transits get better, these two energies may turn right side up, okay? Now, that still doesn't give you a timing in the tarot cards, right? Because it's different. It just works differently. Now, I do have a tarot timing book that talks about assignments of time that are from tarot cards. And if you guys want me to drop that in the live chat, I will. And you guys can just grab it. There's no opt-in or anything like that, okay? So yeah, Anne says, here it is right here. She's psychic, okay? So the reason that it's harder to get time for most psychic people is because they're getting the information from a place where there's no time. Okay, the spiritual is all at one time. It's all present. It's all flowing. It's all at one time. So there's no past, there's no present, there's no future, there's no unfoldment of things like how it is in 3D. So I tend to concentrate on the layer that is in between the spiritual, okay, and the physical. There's a layer in between where it turns into time. And I tune in on that as if it was weather. It's hard to describe, okay? I hope that you understand that. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, my move to France is because of a long distance relationship. Okay, well, and then you definitely want to make sure that the planets are going forward for that. Oh, hi, Mariel. Excellent. How are you doing, girl? Okay, Rosa says, yes, wands are used for weeks, pentacles for months, but it seems vague and hard to tell. And I'll tell you, okay, so some people are able to use tarot cards for timing. I have a question, Rosa. Did you get my book, the tarot timing book that I printed? Oh gosh, back in, well, no, it's a digital book. It's PDF book. Did you get my tarot timing book? That I did some internet research on using tarot cards for timing. And in fact, I'll just pull that up right now. Let me switch screens just briefly to go get it. Okay, here it is. Okay, you guys ready? Okay, I'm going to post it in the group right now. Okay, it's where the actual file is kept. Okay, and if you signed up on my list recently, you also got this particular, along with the Pallas Athena piece that I did, you also got this ebook, okay? Because I recently added that in my back end for you guys for getting on the list. But since you guys are here live, I think that, you know, that's good. And you guys can just like use that, okay? So feel free to grab it. And I'll show it in the links here so that it'll be in the video too. So that's where I keep the tarot card timing PDF. Okay. And Anne said I did sign up recently. I thought I'd see your name. So thank you for that. I really appreciate that. I don't do a lot of email because I find that a lot of people are not reading their email that much. Okay. So I do it like periodically. And I hope that you're not like expecting like lots and lots of email from me, because I won't be doing that. Okay. It'll be a little bit at a time. So, okay, Mo says, hello all. Awesome. How's it going? So Faith Mekosa, you have the number one question, which is, when do I get into the next relationship? Okay, and usually that sentence is qualified with well-matched life partner, because it's not just any relationship, right? You're trying to find the right match and the right relationship for a long-term type thing. Oh, Anne says a close friend highly recommended me. Thank you so much. Yay. I am very appreciative of that. Okay, so we're gonna do this relationship question for Faith. Now keep in mind, if you didn't tune in yet, Venus, the planet of relationships, is retrograde, and the planet of communications, Mercury, is retrograde too. And both of these are retrograde, and then we have a new moon, etc. And so you'll want to calendar February 3rd minimally. But I will look and see about your particular relationship. Days, weeks, months, years, months. Okay, wow, that was clear. Wow. Okay, months. How many months for Faith? Okay, it's saying 4 months, and it's really strong. So something's going on. Hang on a second. Are there choice points for Faith that, okay, how many? How many choice points are for Faith? Just the one at 4 months. Okay. 4 months, one choice point, the way that it looks right now. So, and what I mean by that is that when 4 months arrives, you may, encounter this situation and you have free will at that point. Like, in other words, like you can choose to get into the relationship or you can choose not to. Okay. But that's your choice point. And so that's what it looks like. Okay. I hope that that makes sense, Faith. Okay. Hi, Mo. We're doing well. Yes. Yeah. Southern California, it's like, it's kind of, it's sort of winter here. You know how that works. Brilliant. Okay. Yes, it does. Okay. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. So 4 months, it felt really strong though. So it feels like, when I feel it like that, when it's like that strong and, that it's like really solid, it feels like you have activated a soul contract on some level. And then that is the date that has been set for that soul contract. So, and that also means that the other person involved in the soul contract, meaning that there was a meeting of the contracts. Okay. So I just want you to know, like, sometimes why it's, like that it's like that. Okay. So, okay. So why are you here, Mo? If you are not asking a timing question, just curious, like, did you just find me? Did you just pop in just because of the feed, or like what brought you here? Okay. Hi there. Oh, this is odd. Okay. The link is very helpful. Great. Oh, I'm so happy about that. Great, Rosa. I hope that you can use that for your readings, okay? Because where I receive, the timing because of this, right? A lot of people are wired differently than I am. Okay. And I know that that's like one of the reasons that I'm able to do timing readings and why other people can't. But I also want to give them tools to try to at least have some of their timing needs met. And then, like, when the time, when it's really important, they come to me. Right. So I have a question for you guys, that are all here. Oh, Kayana. Okay. I'll get to that. Okay. I'll get to that, Kayana, in a moment, because I have a question for all of you before I ask. Okay. So, I have a few of you, maybe not here in the chat room right now, but I have a lot of clients who were using my timing services. Okay. But they would do them like individually. And like, so every time they had a timing question, they would hire me for a minimum of $50. Okay. Because that's my 20-minute rate. Okay. And I made a Patreon so that they could get more of a flow of, like all of the answers that they need and get them timely. So every week they had, an answer to their timing question, or, like 3 times a week, depending on, like, the clients that use me for timing. And I have given them a copy of this book also, Rosa, just so that you know. Okay. So what I'm curious about is, do you guys prefer that you get timing questions answered when you have the question? Or do you prefer like just having that access, like once a week, and that, like, okay, I get it Friday. And the reason I'm asking is because maybe I need to make a, one timing question and make it like, I don't know, like just make it like $20 and not in real time. So not like on the live chat. Like this would be like, an email or a text or, a Patreon message answer type of thing. Okay. Would you guys like like, I don't know, $25, like one timing question? Or do you like the idea of $33 for 4 questions a week? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just curious about what I can offer for you and make it easier for you to get your timing questions done, so that you psychic people and you people that are readers can do your own readings. Okay, but then you can consult me for the timing part, and I want to make that reasonable and useful for you. So if you type in the chat what that is, that will be great. Okay. Meanwhile, Kayana, me and a Capricorn are currently no contact when, well, Venus is retrograde in Capricorn, right? So, and so will Mercury pretty soon. Okay, let's get Kayana. Okay, days, weeks, months, years of contact. Okay, I'm getting somewhere between weeks and months. Hang on, let me get a real solid weeks. Okay, how many weeks? Okay, that says 4 weeks. So, okay, again, this 4-week time period, it keeps coming up. So mid-February going into like, so, the week of like the 14th through the 19th keeps coming up. It keeps coming up. So, okay, Callum, do you want to be banned? I don't understand. Okay. So, okay. Hang on a second. I think that I am missing a question here. Okay, the link was very helpful. Yes, I found you live. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mo. I appreciate that. Okay, Kayana, I just answered your question and said a month. And look for the week of the February 14th through, that week. Okay, look for around that week. Okay, because that's been coming up over and over again. Okay, for lots of people with relationship issues. Okay, Mo says, I was wondering about when I would have a next stage of career. Okay, like substantial change. Okay, let's look at that. Okay, when will Mo have a substantial next stage of career or a new job? Days, weeks, months, years. Okay, strong weeks. How many weeks? How many weeks? 2.5 weeks. February 3rd. February 3rd. It just keeps coming up. February 3rd, or that week of 14th through like the 20th, 21st, like that week. Okay, for a lot of people. So Mo, it says February 3rd ish. Okay, and we have a lot of planet changes that day. Let's see here. Oh wait, hang on. Okay. 33 for 4 questions makes more sense to me, even though I can't afford it right now. Oh, thank you for telling me that. Okay, but Okay, so you do like the idea of having the access more versus like individually, like when you need it, right? So thank you for telling me that. I appreciate it. I may make one for like $20, $25, something like that for one timing question, and just make it a flat rate for people who want to try the service, like, like if they don't catch me live, or, like whatever, and we'll figure it out. So thank you for telling me that $33 for 4 questions is really reasonable, right? It's like no brainer. Okay. Callum, I'm not sure like what's going on with you, but does my higher self think I should ever go to the appointment? And um oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not a cancel culture kind of person. Like, I'm pretty freaking, tolerant and open, but, it's more about behavior that is an issue for me than anything else. But I don't know what you mean by higher self about the point. I don't understand. Because what I'm doing here is I'm doing when will, something happen, rather than, advising about like things that you could do a card reading for. Does that make sense? Do you do your own card readings, Callum? And did you find me just browsing around YouTube, or are you already familiar with me and my work? Okay. I will try to help you. I just don't understand the question. Okay, Mo says, I removed my question since I need to learn how to not obsess over it. Could I please have a timeline of when my next romantic interest would come? And again, it will not come before February 3rd. And if it does, be very cautious because of the retrogrades. Okay, Venus, the planet of relationships, retrograde. Mercury, the planet of communications, retrograde. You don't want to get involved in a relationship at least a permanent relationship, because it won't be permanent. Okay, right now. Okay, so at least wait till February 3rd or after. Okay, that's the first thing I'm going to say. The second thing I'm going to say is, if you find yourself obsessing over things, what you may want to do is look into flower essences in order to find out why you experience anxiety and why you are experiencing like impatience or things like that. And what can happen is that, so let me show you. Let me show you, Mo. Okay. So the other day I was showing people my pendulum book. Okay. And in my pendulum book, amongst other things, I have a table for batch flower remedies. Okay. Now, they look like this. Okay. And mine happen to be large. And let's see if I can get it to focus a little bit here. Oh, yeah. I have to tip it a lot in order to not get the light to shine. But do you see the batch flower essence part? Okay. So mine is large, but other people will probably need something else. And what I could do for you is get you one of these and find out what you need. And what it'll do is it'll help shift your emotional state, because what the flowers do, and it depends on the flower that you need for your particular emotional education. It educates your emotional body, and then it allows you to feel love where you felt fear, or where you felt anxiety, or other things before. Okay, this one, okay, the one that I have taken was for building confidence. Okay, so just so that you know, like, and there's other ones, like for instance, holly is for like when you feel angry at the world and you want to get back at it. Okay, so that's something. There's agrimony is like for when people feel like that they smile on the outside, but they feel miserable on the inside. They don't really express their true feelings. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of signatures of how this works. Okay, and they have also these in the health food store, the pocket guide. Okay, so maybe you can like go through and figure out which one is yours. Now, I can also dowse that, but I want to do that probably not here because I'm really only answering timing questions here. Okay, but I do want to just tell you that you can maybe figure it out on your own if you go to the health food store and get one of these. You can also in a pinch get rescue remedy. Okay, like if you are feeling super anxious and it's like an emergency, so you can do that. Okay, so I hope that that helps, Mo. Okay. Yes, you can ask questions. I gotta scroll back because I gotta make sure that I got everybody, but go ahead and ask the question. Okay. Okay. Next romance. Okay. Okay. Did I do the actual, like, when the relationship was coming in? I can't remember. I'm going to do it again because I just don't remember right now because I got kind of carried away with the anxiety part. Okay. So let me see here. When will Mo have a significant romantic interest come into his physical 3D life? Days, weeks, months, years. It says months. Okay, how many months? Okay, for you, I get almost 3 months. So mark that on your calendar. So let's see, this is mid-January, mid-February, mid-March, mid-April, somewhere through there. Okay, like the end of Aries energy, early Taurus energy. Okay, so that's what that says. But in the meantime, you can handle your emotions by looking into these flower essence therapies. They're amazing and they really work. Okay. I know because when I discovered them in the 90s, I didn't even like think that they would work. Like I was very skeptical when I learned about them, and it freaked me out how fast they work. um, it's pretty interesting. So I hope that that helps you, Mo. Um, no, I don't. I'm not the right person to ask that. I'm sorry, Pet Geode. I'm sorry that that's not my talent. I'm not a medical intuitive. I'm an herbalist, but I'm not a medical intuitive. Okay, by the way, I was wondering if the timing for my move to the US has changed, so I'll ask again. Okay, has it changed? I'll ask first if it's changed. Okay, it says no, it hasn't changed. So that answers that. Okay, oh, okay, Rosa says, I don't know. This is my second time coming, but the 33 plan makes sense for whomever that they want the timing questions. Yeah, so what I do, okay, so I thought of this and I thought, wow, this would be so cool. And what it is that once a week, I would do just all the timing questions batched together and then get back to you guys on Patreon on Thursday night going into Friday morning. You guys have your answers Friday morning. So that like your $33, it covers four readings a month. That's just insane. Okay. So that's what I was thinking, like, and I want like core people that are very psychic, that do their own readings, that they do their own things, and all they need is timing. That's what I'm looking for. And that's why I'm making it such a ridiculous price, because I want like you core people that are really, really, really psychic. Okay. Some of you are professional psychics too, but you struggle with timing. Okay. You are the clients that I'm looking for. Okay. For that, like tiny $33 a week, thing. So just seeing how that fits and how that works. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, hey, Gleneef is back. Hey, how's it going? Okay. Sienna says, hi, does Kay still have romantic feelings for me? Even though he has a partner, it's weird. And okay, I mean, yeah, relationships, I'm going to tell you, Venus retrograde relationships are like really weird right now. Okay, so they're weird for a lot of people. But okay, so here's what I'm going to do it in a way that, because I'm a timing expert. So here's what I'm going to do. When will Sienna like be able to resolve the weirdness issue in this relationship thing and receive clarity? When can she receive clarity about her romantic feelings for a person who is in a different partnership, right? Okay, when will she have clarity about that? Days, weeks, months, years, months. Oh, wow, it just went right to months. How many months? Okay, wow. It's saying about 7 months from now. I'm sorry that it can't be any earlier. It feels very strongly about, like, I'm not sure, but so Sienna, my advice, let it go, put it on the back burner. Okay, just let it go. Let it go. Have a life. Make sure you have a life. Now, new relationships are not coming in till February 3rd, right? Because we talked about this. So, and if you didn't get it, like, watch all of my videos, because I talk about Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde all the time. So mark your calendar, okay? 7 months. Okay. And okay. And Mo says, thank you. Okay, great. Okay, I'll look into that here in a moment. That can be a very complex question. But okay. Thank you, Mo. I may just make a $25, trial and just put it on my link tree or something like that. Okay, thank you. Thank you for telling me. I really appreciate you guys for that. Okay. Okay, that could be complicated too, and I'll tell you why in a bit. But I'm just going through the questions, and then I'll scroll back up, so I'm not ignoring you. Okay. Caught you the other day, really like your show. How did you know that you have a special talent for this? Very interesting. Okay. So it just kind of came up. So I've been an astrologer since, well, I've been studying astrology since 1993. I became professional in 2000, and I had just normal clients at the time, like, like I did. And then I did tarot readings, I did dowsing, and I just learned that I'm a natural dowser. I just dowse. It's really easy for me. I didn't have to have it really very much training with it. The only training that I needed with dowsing was really being able to ask the right question. Okay. Because you really do need a discipline to ask the right question. Okay. So when I learned how to do that, it just comes through. So what happened was I started just asking about timing, and then it would just come through my pendulum, and I'm like, whoa. And then because I'm an astrologer, I reverse engineer it, and I look it up and look at the charts, and oh wow, or the ephemeris, right? And see that Venus goes direct, or whatever. So I see a lot of themes astrologically that explain all the feelings that come through. So the reason that I'm able to provide this talent for you guys is because it's just quick. It just comes right in. And you guys don't need to know what it is, astrologically, because maybe you're not studying astrology. Like you just want the timing, right? Like you did your card readings, you did your dream visions, you did all your stuff, and you just need to know when, right? And so I'm that person that says, okay, here's when all of that stuff happens. There's other times that I help you sort out like what is real versus what's symbolic versus what you're releasing, things like that. So that's kind of how that works. And I hope that that makes sense. Lisa loves animals. Thank you. I'm going to scroll back up and look at some of the questions, but those are harder to answer. So I'll tell you why. Okay. You're asking me again. No, I don't see what's wrong with your feet because I am not a medical intuitive. Okay. I, yeah, I can't help you with that. Okay. That's somebody else. Thank you, pet. Okay. I wrote my second question before I answered the first one. Okay. No problem. I appreciate your advice. It's been rough. Okay. Yeah. I mean, let me tell you, like minimally get some rescue remedy. Like if you don't have time to figure it out or whatever, that will really help calm that, like that shock, that anxiety, that like emergency, like, you know, oh my God, everything just sucks. Okay. It'll really help. Even if you don't know what your actual remedy is for a long term, at least you can get some relief on the short term. And I'll tell you how effective this is. People have used it to fly on airplanes that were terrified of them, and they're fine. Okay, so that'll tell you the strength of this stuff, and don't underestimate it. It looks so innocent, like these little drops of, you know, water with alcohol that have flower essence, but they're very powerful. Okay, don't underestimate it. Okay. Callum says, I was asking if I should go to the appointment. I'm new here. If you want a when question, when will I get with my future spouse? Okay. Again, it'll be well after February 3rd. Okay. But seeing how it's spouse, and my guess is that you're single, it'll probably take longer than February 3rd. So I'll go ahead and ask the question about when they'll get this future spouse. Is it year, month, days, weeks, months, or years? At this time, Callum, it says years, and let me see how many years. I'm getting 3 years right now. Okay, that may or may not change. That's the reading I'm getting currently right now in your energy. Okay, so I hope that that helps. Okay, it helps. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, I think it's still 3 months. Okay. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm a medium myself, found you from Debbie Griggs. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I actually referred. So this is weird. If you go into my replays, one of my videos, I recommended somebody go to Debbie Griggs, and because they were asking about hurricanes in their area, and I told them to go watch Debbie Griggs's 2022 predictions. So thank you. This is my first time seeing you live. Sending blessings. Namaste. Thank you, pet. That's very cool. Okay, and Sienna says, thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to go back up because I have a couple of questions that came in that were about relationship and kids. So I'm, oh, I scrolled up too far. I apologize. I mean, there's just so many things here. Hang on a second. Okay. Okay, I did Sienna. Okay, this is what I was, okay. So Anne, I don't know if you already have a partner or if you are single. Okay. Let me explain why this is a complicated question. Because we're not talking about your free will only. We're talking about another person and their free will, and also your soul contract and their soul contract. Okay. So I can get a reading for it. And this is even for the other person that asks for a spouse. Okay. It's reading for a couple of different things. So there can be some, you know, it's not 100%, you know, sometimes we're like, as we go through our lives, we, you know, sometimes fix our, soul contracts so that we are going to experience what we experience, but we might have flexibility with that. So I just wanted to tell you that. That being said, okay, I'm going to ask when Anne would get married. Days, weeks, months, years. Years. Okay, very much pull years. How many years? Okay, at this time it says 5 years. I don't know what the reason for that is. If you want that to be different, then there has to be some kind of either soul contract changes or something like that. Okay. Or healing around the issue if you think that there's something else wrong. Okay. And if you need an energy healer, I have a great person to refer actually to everybody on the video here. Adriana Ellerina Aldemar is absolutely dear to me. And she has been working energy, and she is amazing, okay, at what she does for, I would say, roughly a decade. And she recently left her corporate job and is starting to do her own business. And she doesn't even have her website ready yet. But you guys, she has a rate that is such a steal. It's like $100 an hour. You should totally do it if you're interested. I'll leave the stuff down in the comments to work with her energetically. And when you work with your energy and your energy healing, you change your timing. Like it can change your timing. Now, with relationships and other things, we're talking about contracts that are your contracts, but they're also the other person's contract too. So all the contracts have to, like, be changed and in the highest good, that it doesn't ruin another lesson or like whatever that's happening. So I just wanted to tell you how that worked. Okay. I hope that helps, Anne. Okay. And Gleneef says, when will I have kids? Okay. My guess is that you're married, and, or at least in a, like a relationship that kids are a possibility, right? And so you're looking at when you're getting pregnant and stuff like that. Is that what the question is? So, okay, okay, that's weird. No, that's not the issue. Okay, I don't remember. I'm sorry, I'm mixing you up with probably somebody else because I don't remember what I tell people. Like, that's your job, right? So I guess I can just ask as a general level, like what it is right now. When will Gleneef have kids? Weeks, months, years. Years. Okay. And my guess is like the first child. Okay. Right. First child. Yeah. See, I get about 4 years as it stands right now. About 4 years. Okay. Okay. I answered that already. Okay. I answered that already. Oh. Hello. I'm not quite sure how to say your name. I'll try. Samikalif? Is that your name? Hi, how are you doing? Okay. Oh, interesting. So, Pet, do you also have like psychic ability and channeling and those kinds of things? That's what you were talking about, right? So you're a medium. Okay. Yeah. So that's very interesting that you got March or April also. Thank you for that clarification. Okay. And Muriel, I'm not sure what the wow was about. Maybe it was like something I said earlier. We'll talk later. Okay. Wants to know when next relationship will come. Do mark your calendar for February 3rd for energies to shift in the relationship area in general. Okay. Because of retrogrades going direct and the new moon energy. But let's see, when will Samikalif have the next relationship. And my guess is that you are looking for a right matched life partner. Okay, is that right? Weeks, months, years. Okay, it says years. How many years? Okay, I got a very strong reading for 3 years for that. And again, if you are interested in, like contract shifting, relationship, work, changing your energies, etc., let's talk about that, and I'll see if you guys are matched with Adriana Ellerina to work with at only $100 an hour. Like, it's insane. Okay. Okay, well explained. I love it. Oh, excellent. I don't know what I explained a lot of things, so I'll just go with it. Thank you. Sorry, I typed that twice. Okay, no problem. Okay, Lisa Loves Animals says your gift is needed. A great medium saw us moving in 3. She wasn't sure if it was 3 weeks, 3 months, or 3 years, and it turns out that it was 3 months, but it sure would have been helpful to know the exact timing. Can I frame what you just said here? Because that's exactly what I do. I nail it down to the unit of time because it's important. And what it is that a lot of psychic mediums, I mean, because, the information they're getting from up there, or, wherever they get their information, their guides, right? They have not trained their guides into how to give the rest of the info, which it's really necessary. So when you see me penduluming, right, what do? I say days, weeks, months, or years, and I do that first. Now, so let's say that it's something to do with, minutes, hours, days. Okay, so I can do minutes, hours, days, weeks. Okay, something like that. Or if it's like decades or centuries or, millennia, okay, things like that, I could do it. But usually days, weeks, months, years works for me. So I make sure that I get the unit of info first, and then they can give me the number. Okay, so I'm very specific about what I ask for. So that is a hint for some of you who are psychics. In order to, like, if you're getting the number, like, you need to insist on the units in some fashion. Now, I get my units up front, but maybe you can, like, go back and say 3 what, like 3, and then do the units and see what happens. And see what happens with that, Lisa. Okay. Okay. And maybe if that medium isn't the way to do it, like, just get your timing from me. Okay, that's what I do. You can get the rest of the info from the other mediums because they get all of the stuff from the spiritual that I don't really get. Okay, I just do the timing piece really well, but I do get a lot of psychic input, but I am not a medium. Okay, there's a big difference between that. Okay, and thank you for explaining. Excellent. Okay. Anne says, thank you, Lisa. Please do leave her information. I would love to have my soul contracts changed for the highest good. Okay, I will make sure that I do it. And in fact, I'll put it in live chat, okay, for now. But I will also, okay. Okay. Okay, so I typed it into, okay, oh, that's right. Okay. I didn't remember that you didn't have a relationship yet. That's right. Now I do. Okay, yes, I have both medium psychic since age 3. I love seeing other medium psychics to hone my skill. Love how you explain so well. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm really happy that you're here today. Absolutely. Nail it down. Yeah, exactly. Okay, So here is Adriana Ellerina Aldamar's information. And what I did was I made it like so that you could type it in for emailing her. Okay, she does not yet have a website, but I cannot believe she like gets a steal of like $100 for an hour, and she can do so much in an hour. She can do in an hour what I have seen other energy healers do in like 3 months of treatments. Like, I'm not even kidding. She packs it. Okay. It's amazing. She is really amazing. So you will get your money's worth and then some. Okay. That's right. Okay. Gleneef, now I kind of remember you now. I apologize for mixing up things, but so I do remember that we weren't even able to ask about the relationship yet. Am I right? From the last one. So do you see how then it's not going to be like, about kids too? Like it would be kind of like 1 foot at a time, right? Do you understand what I mean? And I've been on for almost an hour now, I think. And I'm going to be wrapping up here soon. And I just want to make sure that I get all the questions. Okay. And I'll send a general healing out to people who are experiencing anxiety right now and give them some grounding. Okay. And clear the residual energies off that I'm allowed to clear right now. Okay. I want to impart calm and groundedness and presence right now for all of you that are watching. Okay, and one of the things that is on my list of things that I probably need to tell you about is one of the things for doing timing is you need to be very grounded. Okay, if you are a psychic or a medium, you get all of that stuff up in the psychic field where there's no time, right? We talked about this. You will not get accurate timing if you are not grounded. I'm just going to tell you straight up. Okay, love and light to you, Lisa, and to all the folks in the chat. I hope everyone is having a great evening. Thank you. Thank you. And thanks for popping by. I appreciate it. I'm glad to hear from you. Oh, thanks, Michael. And yeah, you didn't even have a question today, which is great that you popped by anyway. Thank you so much. Blessed be. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to help you. I'm glad that you guys popped on tonight. And several of you came from Debbie's channel. That's fantastic. I'm going to have to thank her, and then I'll refer a few more people back over to Debbie because she has some great stuff. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to get ready to wrap up here. I believe that I got everybody's question. Thank you so much, Lisa. Oh, Mariel. Big hugs down to Argentina, and I hope you can get back to the States soon. Like, I mean, I know it feels really, really hard right now, but I think that some energies are turning around after the retrogrades are over. I think that it'll feel better, even if you're still in Argentina. Yeah, and I'm going to tell her that you're coming, okay? I'm going to tell her, but do tell her that you saw my video Timing Magic with Lisa. She'll know exactly who I am. Excellent. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna let you get going. You have a wonderful evening, and consider either the Patreon, or I may even consider making the $25 reading for one-time timing readings that if you guys can't catch me live, or if you can't do the Patreon for whatever reason. Okay. Oh, I did not know that. Lisa loves animals. I thought you knew Michael Jordan from Discord. I was I thought you guys were friends on the Fringe FM yeah, I didn't know. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to like get a hold of Debbie and tell her hi. And that's really, really cool that she is telling people about me. That's really awesome. I very much appreciate that. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully you guys namaste, right? The God in you, and the God in me, right? Excellent. You guys have a good night, okay? I'm going to end the broadcast. Good night. See you later. Have a good night, Pat. Thank you.